Next is from Ganda Chanko. The subject is who's a bigger draw? Good day, K100 crew. Just seen the AEW number is very underwhelming. Show sucked and rightfully got that low number. They're now closer to NXT than they are to Raw or SmackDown, so that begs a question. Who's a bigger draw? Braun Breaker or MJF? But in all seriousness, I think this has been a long time coming. In late 2021, they were doing 1.1 to 1.3 for about 2 months. So it's not that they did 1.4 and never got close again. They did get close, but drove away their audience. I know the answer is better stories and character development, but how quickly do you think AEW can turn things around? You can't build stories and emotion overnight. It takes time. Do you think they're even capable of turning it around? Joe, do me a favor while we're talking about this.
Yes.
Go look at like the 6 weeks of TV leading up to the Punk media scrum and the fight with the Elite, and the 6 weeks of TV after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just look at those numbers. Try and find that date, and I want to see what that is. Because I still say that, bro, it's just here's when AEW is a good show. AEW is a good show when you got Cage and Luchasaurus on. AEW is a good show when you were pushing Wardlow. AEW is a good show when you had Punk on. AEW is a good show when MJF was making his rise. The thing is, but all this other stuff that they're doing is just atrociously underwhelming and drags out forever. Like the angle, like they're doing this thing with like the Jericho Appreciation Society, and the problem with there's a problem with having factions, right? Is when you have factions, you look at all the matches you can have, and then you try to have them all, and the next thing you know, this angle's been going on for like 4 months. And it's not really going anywhere because all the guys are doing is just fight each other and there's no stakes. So like that. Go ahead.
The Punk thing after the pay-per-view was September 4th. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the 6 weeks prior.
Okay.
900.
Start from the 6 weeks and go forward to that point.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. 976,000, 938,000, 972,000, 957,000. 1.049 million, 1.020 million. Those are all prior to his scrum. Okay. So the numbers were going back up, sort of.
Right. Yeah, they're doing good. They got over 1 million a couple weeks in a row, and then boom, and then this happens. Go ahead.
After the scrum, 1.035 million, 1.175 million, 1.039 million, 990,000, 1.038 million, 983,000, 752,000. October
I think
18th.
that was but that was maybe a Tuesday. That was a outlier.
It says schedule differences. Yeah, okay. So anyway, yeah. So but then they drop below 1 million for the rest of the year.
Okay. So there was buzz coming out of that Punk thing, and there one clear there was interest still. And it's like now that the Punk has not come back and they kind of like it, the fans realize it, it's kind of just dropped off. What do you think about that, Conan? You're muted, by the way.
Well, I think the numbers speak for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Like there was interest in Punk. There was interest in if that was an angle with the Elite and stuff and thing. And then when they realized it's just they haven't recovered since from that. Correct, Joe? I mean, they haven't.
No.
Yeah, and it's weird that the other day I saw on Twitter Jericho putting over Punk, which makes me believe he's probably coming back now.
Or they probably talked to him and said, "Hey, look, bro, they've realized they need the guy."
Right.
Regardless of whether you like it, the guy has fans. Period. You cannot deny that. Again, there's obviously interest in Punk, and that's bro. I tell you what, if it's time for him to come back when he's healthy, this is a show I would book. I would have Punk come out to the show and call out Kenny Omega to fight him right now in the middle of the ring. Let's just get this over with. And they do an angle, and they book a street fight for the main event on that show between Kenny Omega and CM Punk. Tell me that wouldn't immediately just like that, and that would instantly just people would buzz.
That's what he should have done when he first came in.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly, right?
But as you guys know, well, Jericho, he sees things coming. He smells money, and if he probably realizes that publicly I said I'll never let Punk back, and if Punk comes back, we have a ready-made feud. We have a ready-made feud.
First of all, Jericho didn't publicly say anything.
Oh, it was reported. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So that story may not even be true. So Conan, do you know if that story's true? You muted.
No, I've never heard him say that to me, but I have read that. That's what he said.
But you're right. But it's not. It didn't come from the horse.
Or not, right?
Exactly right.